So that was Heikkinen spot around the outside. He's on the right-hand side of the screen. Hearth in the middle. You can see the cars ready to begin the final feature race of the day. And we go green from Daytona for the penultimate round of the season. And Hearth is swamped by Heikkinen and De Jong. Oh, and they're barging their way past into the final corner. There was a domino effect. A car on its roof. That's the positive sim racing car of Taskinen.
I'm not sure what Taskinen was thinking there. There wasn't really a lane open. We've had clean starts pretty much all day, and that trend ends here in the feature as Mitchell De Jong will lead the opening lap here. Sammy Matty Trogan, though, what a start from him, Johnny. He's up 3 spots from 5th all the way up to 2nd, and that is not what Mitchell De Jong would have wanted to see. He was hoping to see Sammy Matty Trogan stay buried in the mid-pack or maybe even cycle down further. But for Sammy Matty Trogan, if he's able to come home 2nd, that's great damage control today in terms of the points, even if Mitchell wins. Mitchell takes to the shortcut, by the way, and it's going to be Sammy Matty Trogan who takes the normal lap. I think he'll still hold on to 2nd, so looks like Mitchell the only one to go to the Joker.
And 3rd in this train is Joni Heikkinen. He just took to the Joker after his abysmal start as we ride on board with Garrett Lowe in that CBDMD Lone Bro Motorsports car, of course, in partnership with Steve Arpin in the real world. Garrett Lowe got to visit the race factory just a couple of weeks ago. Brilliant for one of the youngest Rallycross feature race winners, don't forget, at Iowa in 2018. Now let's see if he opts for the Joker. No, he doesn't, but the car ahead of Johan Hearth does.
Yeah, and Johan's going to cycle in towards that 3rd position, going to be trying to chase down Sammy Matty Trogan. Right now it's Quanda Sim Sports, Set Esports, Apex Racing Team, Set Esports, and then Low and Bro Motorsports, who currently run in your top 5. Bobby Zielinski's trying to chase down Garrett Lowe, get himself into that top 5, get another Quanda car representing in that top group, top half of the grid as they work down through this fast Estes section. Now, this entire pack of cars is pretty tightly packed together still, Johnny. It's about 4 or 5 car lengths between each one, but we've not seen a big breakaway with only 1 or 2 cars kind of getting away from the rest of the group like we've seen at a lot of the other races this year.
Yeah, most certainly. Good fact there. Now, in 2019, our last winners here were Mitchell De Jong. So Mitchell De Jong did win the inaugural race of the Rallycross World Championship in 2018 here. Then we revisited this layout at the end of 2018. He won Daytona long again. It looks like, Randy, he could win Daytona in 2019 again. No one's beaten him at the long version of Daytona.
Thing is, though, Sammy Matty Trogan is in the window and he's not yet taken to a Joker lap. 2 seconds was the gap last lap. It's come down 2/10, 1.8, and we've seen that Joker delta fluctuate from 1.5 to 2 seconds depending on who's taking it and depending on mistakes. So Sammy Matty Trogan is chasing down Mitchell De Jong. As I say that, he clips one of the tire bollards, and maybe that might drop him down a little bit down the running order. I see a little bit of damage on the nose of that Set Esports car as well, as Johan Hearth in the background apparently having some dramas.
Yeah, Hearth was collected there. It looked like by Joni Heikkinen heading into the hairpin. Now, Tommy Hallman's been spun around. Tommy Hallman's intense. So, issues for the Finn in one of the 3 set cars in this heat. Look at this smoke coming from the rear end there of Joni Heikkinen's Subaru. That was bizarre to see.
Yeah, he's definitely committed. You can't say he's not. That mistake, by the way, cost Sammy Matty Trogan 0.7 of a second. He's back down to 2.5 seconds. As you're starting to see the breakaway here between your top 2 and this sort of second pack and running order of cars. Johan Hearth and Joni Heikkinen stack up on each other at the hairpin at the top of the lap. Garrett Lowe as well. He leads a big train of cars of Garrett Lowe, Bobby Zielinski, and Otto Taskinen, who's upside down early in this race. He settled just behind this group, but he's taken to the Joker already, and I don't think any of the cars in front of him have.
Yeah, you can identify that at the top of the screen, of course, if you're new to the series. Now, can I correct myself before, Randy? Mitchell De Jong has not only clean swept Daytona long, he's never lost a race at Daytona in terms of feature races. He's only ever won at Daytona, as we see some squabbling down the back end of the order. So it looks like, yet again, he'll remain undefeated from this racetrack.
It's the way it's looking at the moment. If things keep going like this, it's all on Sammy Matty Trogan, though, and what he can put together. Mitchell's doing great work out at the head of the field, opening that gap up. 2.8 was the last trip around the racetrack. Can Sammy Matty Trogan bring it down this time? No. It opens up another tenth of a second in terms of Mitchell de Jong. I know that in the past we'd occasionally see that Joker being about 3 seconds, but we've not seen anyone close to that 3-second delta, especially with as cool the track temps are today. You can see how overcast it is. Sort of just a cool racetrack for these guys, giving tons of grips. I see someone has collected a bollard in the background. I think it may have been Otto Taskinen. Gave that a big wallop, who's managed to as well get around Garrett Lowe. So right now, Mitchell de Jong definitely seems keen on keeping his win cycle here at Daytona alive. 2 to go this time at the starter's gantry, and hopefully Trogan for keeping his hopes of winning this race alive. He brings the time down, but he doesn't. Trogan drops another tenth. That's how open to 3 seconds.
Yeah, it looks like too little too late for the Finn, but he can wrap up this championship next round at Atlanta. He has a very comfortable lead on Mitchell de Jong, and de Jong's going to need a miracle, basically meaning that Sammy Matty Trogan will need to miss the feature and not qualify too well, not do so well in the heats for de Jong to win that championship. But at the moment, de Jong's done everything he can after missing 2 rounds earlier on in the 2019 season to extend this championship to 1 more race. You never know in the world of motorsports as we watch Zelensky in a sandwich here with Taskinen behind. Now, Taskinen, Randy, didn't he begin this race on his roof as we begin the final lap?
Yeah, he did. That's what's so crazy about the fact that he currently finds himself running in P6 here on the final lap through this tight sector. Hit the midway point, coming up to the top end of the circuit. Everyone's being relatively nice with one another. A little bit of a mistake from Johan Hart ahead of Bobby Zelensky here. Got a little sideways, but Mitchell de Jong, he's going to head into the final corner, and he's going to win here at Daytona.
Undefeated at Daytona is de Jong, and he continues that undefeated streak into the penultimate round of the 2019 Thrustmaster iRacing Rallycross World Championship.